Hello everyone, this is Ep27 and welcome to episode 27 of Ep27's Dyson Sphere Let's Play series. Where today I need to amp up chip production like nobody's business. We are super low on processors and all things chips. So remember, there's basically several tiers of chip: the green ones, the orange ones, and the blue ones. Orange is what I'm super duper choking on right now, and green I'm not great on. I'm okay, but I'm not great. And you might notice that over here I've kind of canceled my chip and gear processing because I'm going to now separate these out. Remember, I set up gear processing down here, so we have a ton of gears available to our logistics network. So there's no need to have two logistics towers holding on to gears. So I'll let this one empty out and eventually just deal with it. So with that said, what I'd like to do is real quick get a couple of these, and obviously we're going to need more orange chips. I told you we're low on these things, but there's two things I want to do today. Number one, I'd like to get chip processing better, right? That's going to be priority one. And number two, we're going to see if we can, by virtue of getting chip processing better, maybe proceed with getting some Dyson Sphere components launched into space, and look at that. But we'll see how we progress with Dyson stuff, right? So I know I'm going to want a couple of you, and while we're at it, let's get 3 more of you, and then you're going to tell me we need more steel and more of these things, but that's fine. That's fine. Not super worried. Steel we're, like, actually quite good on, so I'm not too worried about steel. Remember, all things base iron components we set up a huge automation farm for. Now, over here, I'm going to set up a very simple logistics tower whose job it will be to process and create green chips. And it's going to be super easy. We're going to remotely demand copper and iron, right? Because that's what you need to craft your green chips, right? Just copper and iron, that's it. So we're going to, make you about 1,000, keep in stock. We're going to remotely demand you. Okay, and I don't mind giving you a few of these bad boys to help it out. Okay, and a little bit of power goes a long way. Huzzah! And min-load of drones, let's make you 50%. Then we want hyper speed, like as fast as you can go belts. Outputting iron and copper. And then I've got some new Mark III crafters here. Okay, and your job will be to make circuits. And I'm going to use a high-speed transfer, and then we're going to do Mark III belts going in. And actually, you know what? Looks like I could use a few more of you. Excellent. So, what I would like to say is, let's have you be out here, and you're going to be in and in. And then I'm going to mirror that setup right here, but remember, shift it over one. And what you're going to do is output here and be in and in. Cool? And then your job will be to stock and supply green chips. Easy peasy. And you will also do green chips. And that looks pretty good, right? And then that's easily expandable. We can easily expand that as we want to improve our circuit board production. But, I mean, that's pretty good, right? If we masked this out real quick, we would find... Are we good on the speed here? I might want to make these sorters move faster. And I can do that, believe it or not. There's an upgrade that we haven't really talked about. Sorter cargo stacking. Sorter Mark III Cargo Stacking 2. I'm going to activate this research real quick and show you how this works. So notice the Mark III Cargo, he's barely keeping up with iron. What this will do is let the sorter carry 2 pieces of iron at once. I think it works on belts. I guess we're going to find out. Because once this research is complete, we can quickly see if iron starts to be better. Does that sound cool? So we're like seconds away from that kicking in, and then we'll see if that makes my iron production better. If it doesn't, we'll have to figure out... What I might do is invert iron to copper here. That would probably be the better route, because that would mean iron would be down the middle and have a shorter path all the time, because it's 2 iron to 1 copper. Right? 2 iron to 1 copper. So iron being down the middle would be another way to solve this problem. But let's see what happens with cargo stacking, because I'm pretty sure that makes things better. Look at that. You notice a difference, right? Look, it's working. So what's happening is the belt is grabbing 2 iron now, or the sorter is grabbing 2 iron off the belt before it sends the transmit to happen. So that allows your sorters to go even faster. How cool is that? How cool is that? That solved our problem. Nice. We haven't really needed sorter cargo stacking yet, but now we do. So let's get I'll knock out a couple researches of that just to get her up and running. So that's another upgrade that will make our lives a little bit easier. Now, are you guys getting enough resources here, or what? Because I feel like you're not. Maybe I should give you more. You're in fairness processing a lot, so I'm going to give you more drones. Should be cool. Maybe more drones isn't exactly the answer. Maybe more buffer is. It's 2 to 1 on iron, right? So let's have 2,000 iron and 1,000 copper. How's that sound? I like that plan. That is cool. Sweet. All right, so I don't know how much this is making, but it's 90 circuit boards per minute times 8. So that's 720 circuit boards per minute. I feel like that's a good number. I feel like that is not a terrible number at all. So yes, I'm clearly using now my Mark IV assembly machines, which are awesome. They can process at 1.5x production speed, so 50% faster than the Mark IIs. Now what I'd like to do, with that up and running, is get orange chips, all the better. Now, there's some more things. I have a question. How do I want to handle this? Do we want to... What I think I want to do is basically cancel this setup. I'm going to, like, probably just void it all. Maybe, like, not void, but you know what I mean. Though you're going to need orange chips to keep things happy over here. I might set up a dedicated orange chip maker just for this guy. But what I think I'm going to do... Maybe not yet I'm going to cancel it. Let's leave this running so orange chips are going while I'm upgrading and making a new orange chip factory. But shortly, that's what we'll be doing. Deal? Okay. So let's go find a nice place to call orange chip manufacturing home. What's a good location? How's about down here? This doesn't look too terrible. I mean, there's an oil field here, but aside from that, nothing too terrible. I'm going to have you hide the veins real quick. And this is a nice way, remember, to get yourself some soil pile. I'm debating if I have enough space here, because orange chips eventually are going to take up a lot of space for us. But I guess we'll find out what happens, right? So what we need to effectively do is bring in copper, silicon, and green chips, and we're going to export orange chips. So guess what? Interstellar logistics for the 5 doohickey. Okay, so you're going to bring in copper and silicon, and that's to make the little component things, the little blue components. Those are made with copper and silicon, right? Let's get like 1,000-ish of you. Local demand, and remote can be storage. Okay, get you some power going on, and let's also get you a healthy amount of these guys going. Cool. And then you're also going to bring in green circuits. 1,000 should be good. Remote will be storage. Local will be demand. Boom. Fill those bad boys up. Nice. Now, let's also set minimum load of drones to be 50%. And I'm going to call that a good day. Next up, let's figure out the math on... And I'm pretty sure I know the math. I think it's 2-to-1 components to orange chips. If I'm not mistaken. Are we low on power? Ish. Ish. It's alright. It's alright. Everything we're doing is in anticipation of having more power eventually. Okay. So your plan here will be, you're going to be components, and you're going to be orange chips. Okay. And what we're going to have is like so. And maybe... And I'm obviously doing this with the top tier crafter, right? Which is fine. Okay, so you guys are both going to make components, copy, paste. You're going to be orange chips. Okay, so that means you should export that, you should export silicon, and you should export circuits. And then you guys on this side... We'll do this, and this. You're going to export here, you're going to export here, you're going to import these and export here. Cool. So in theory, you're making 45 per minute, and one at a time. You're making 45 per minute, and one at a time, and you need 60 per minute? Is that what it is? You're making 30 per minute, but you need 2x. So these guys are each making 90 per minute? Is that right? So that math is not as good as I thought it would be. Why did I think it was 2-to-1? Oh, I know why I thought it was 2-to-1. Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. So what I should do is make you guys... be this. So now you're each making 30 per minute. One each. And you're making 30 per minute, but he needs 2. So he needs 60 per minute. So this math should be perfect, in theory. So this is the way to make this work, right? This is how it goes. I like this. Okay. And then you're going to stock a bunch of orange chips. Cool. Alright. So with that good... then this is repeatable, right? Now, we might wind up doing a lot of repeating of this. We're going to have to see. I'm also debating whether I want to potentially... Let's see how this would work if I replicated this guy up here-ish. Because we want to be expandable, right? We want to be able to expand this whole setup. Right? So then your job will be like this, effectively. And then you will go into here. Okay? Paste, paste, and set to orange chips. Output. Output, input. Yes? And then everybody should be perfect. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is expand this in the following way. I'm going to copy just these components so that they're ready to go. Like this, collide. You might need to go here. How's that look? Now, did you not copy and paste? Why didn't you copy and paste that? This one I can kind of understand. Well, not really. Right? I don't know why this didn't work. Alright, let's try that copy and paste again, but this time I'm going to remove the conveyor belts. Well, no, I didn't want to do that. I don't want to remove those conveyor belts. Well, let's see what happens. I want to keep the conveyor belts that I have, obviously. That's funny that they don't copy that. Huh. So maybe what I'll do... It's funny that they're not copying these sorters, but they're copying the ones below it. Probably because I'm copying those belts, but not these belts. That's fairish. I think I can manually add the sorters, though, can't I? I think there's a way. I need to get better at how copy and paste works for certain things. But I feel like there's a way to remove these belts. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to remove all the belts. That's what I'll do. I'll remove all the belts. So that now when I paste it in here... And then I guess I have to just do boop, boop, boop. It's not the end of the world. Not ideal, though. Yeah, that's not too bad. Alright, so a little bit of expansion there, and that'll look good. Now, my main problem, obviously, would be power. Haha. Why am I only generating 192 megawatts? Where'd all my power go? Wasn't I doing a lot better than that before? That's a good question. Something happened to my solar sails. Where's my sun? I don't know, we got a lot of solar sails going on. Deuterium? Those are my main two power production methods. Something happened to deuterium? Nah, right? No, deuterium should be fine. Yeah, deuterium's... well-ish. What's going on here, sir? Oh, we're out of these supermagnetic rings. Yeah, I could see that being a problem. I could see that being a problem. Yeah, my supermagnetic rings are definitely a bit of a problem. These guys are not being produced fast enough. That's the other major thing that I'm not making well and fast enough. That's something else that we're going to need to have a dedicated setup for, I would say. I would definitely say. Yeah, that seems like a thing that we need to sort. So as an interim solution, what I'm going to do is export the buffer that I have here to let these guys run again. How's that sound? See how he's dumping 3 at a time, by the way? It's cool, right? Because we got the sorter upgrade doing three items at a time. So that'll solve a little bit of our problem. And I'll probably cancel that so that we don't burn through all of these, because these are going to be burned through pretty quickly at this pace. But this will at least get our power up and running again, which will be nice. And then let's see, where's my... where am I? Nope, not here. Where did I put that thing? It's easy to get lost on your planet at this stage of the game. It definitely is. Where, in fact, did I put that whole setup I just made? Is this them? Yeah, this is them. So that's not terrible. And this can easily be expanded to include above it, right? So we would do the same thing out here. That would be doable. And if we need to expand beyond that, like if we need even more, you know, orange chip makers, I'm sure we could figure it out. So what's my production say for orange chips at this moment? Production's 167, consumption's 111. So that kind of implies to me that we are making more than we're using, which is a good sign in my opinion. Alright, so let's give this some time to start building up a backlog, but in theory, after a period of time passes, we'll start backlogging processors, and that would be good. We'll just have to, you know, see if that holds true. Anyway, let's look at, let's fix our motors now, because that's going to be the next major fix that we need to do, this guy. So there's one more tier 1 material that I don't have really being made in a high demand thing, and that's the magnetic coils. And because we need these for motors, why don't we get these set up properly? So to do that, I'm gonna add it to this guy. Like this is my like pure iron and copper production. I think having that here would be cool. So what we could do to make this super groovy would be maybe to have. I'm debating exactly how I want this to work. But my suspicion is that we should easily be able to tap into this. I just need to figure out a way to get these conveyor belts going out of here. But these are kind of all in use, aren't they? They really kind of are. What I could theoretically do... Let's clip this and have it loop around. How's that sound? You like that plan? So that then I can pull out of here the magnetic rings that we need. Okay. And then we're gonna make these. They're made in an assembler, right? Yes. So we're gonna use Mark III assemblers because we want this to be fast. Actually, I want you coming out the middle, if that's possible. And then you're gonna go into here like this. How's that sound? I like the look of that. Okay, and then your job will be to make these guys. This is definitely the amp up all the speed of everything stage of the game. You're gonna be copper. Copper in, this out. That should be cool. And these guys are being made at a pretty hefty pace. 90 per minute for each of these. So that should very quickly fill this up. Cool. So lots of magnetic coils going on, which means we now no longer need any of what's going on over here. In fact, why don't I see about helping to backstuff this? If I were to take the magnetic coils that are currently in here, well, you got like 5,000. I could probably take like 4,000. Do you fit? Oh yeah, just barely. Alright, let's get over here and not do anything more with you. I want to clip this. Okay. So you guys have a hefty amount of resources going on. I could probably take these 5,000. I mean, technically you don't have to fly over to this thing, obviously, right? But it's a lot of gears, but that's okay. It's okay. So that tells me that this thing really isn't super needed no more. Yeah, because what I can do is I can take this and put them right in here. I can take this and put them right in here. And that would be you are now no longer needed at all. Cool? Okay. You can be deleted. Give me 200. Give me 200. If I do, and then sort you with the button, that's probably the way to go. That looks good to me. Sweet. So you guys are still going to be here, mostly for the purposes of this. But now we no longer need that thing. And what I'd like to do is now import most of those resources to make this be a better production line. Because this is a huge waste, right? Like, look how we're manually making all the base tier 1 components in order to get to the point where we can start making motors. And then we're making more of these to make the green motors, right? And then blue motors are just more magnets and energetic graphite. So let's see what we need to make blue motors, right? To make blue motors, we need iron bars, gears, magnetic coils. So that's 3 core items. Nothing new. And then graphite and magnets. So that's 5 items importing. And then we're going to have 3 items exporting. They're going to be motors, green motors, and blue motors, right? So the math here is that we need 5 items to come in and 3 items to go out. So that's a perfect balance for 1 interstellar logistics and 1 regular logistics station. Deal? And what I think I'll do is find, again, a nice open spot to have a bunch of that stuff happening. And then we'll be good to go. So let's find a nice open area to do. This looks like a nice open area. I like this. Now, how's my... I'm not great. I want some terrain flatteners. And I might even make this like I did my iron one, where I have, like, actual ground on it. That would be cool. Okay, that all looks good. So over here-ish would not be a bad place. Now let's make sure that we're going north and south. So like that's the pole. So we're a little close to the pole, but not terribly so. I think we should be fine. It's a little bit close. I want like a really good and open flat spot, if I'm being honest. Maybe this would be a better place. I like this place better. This place is better. I don't want to be too close to a pole for this. So let's set you to decoration mode. Let's get you as big as you'll let me be. Does this look good? It's very easy for your cursor to dip beyond, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. If you really care, you could always just do this and then clean it up, right? And FYI, notice how many 3591 on my soil pile 204K. If you're overwriting an existingly, covered area, it doesn't use stuff, right? It doesn't use any resources to change the appearance of it. So that might be a cool start. Maybe I want you 1 higher. That looks pretty good to me. I like that a lot, actually. Okay, looking good, right? So why don't we wrap up this episode here? Oh boy, my processor production and consumption has drastically changed. Let me go check in on why that's happening, but then we're going to wrap up the episode. Did I run out of resources as needed here, or what's the deal? You're low on silicon. Yep. Nope, that makes sense. Am I out of silicon in the entire system? It's beyond possible. I'm low. I'm not out, but I am hilariously, depressingly low. So what's going on with silicon then? Are you just not... You know what? Am I having a power problem on that planet over there? That's very possible. That's very possible. What we should do... What was the process for making solar panels? Component building, solar panels. If I wanted a solar panel factory, could I knock that out real quick? Copper, silicon, and a lot of copper, a lot of silicon, and a lot of circuits. But not horrible? Not horrible? A lot of copper, a lot of silicon, a lot of circuits? You know, I have an idea. Call me crazy. But what if... Now go with me on this. What if... I want to prepare for potentially going out this way, so I'm going to do it here, because I don't think I'm going to need this. But copper, silicon, and circuits need to go out. So actually I do need to pipe it out here. Okay. Copper, silicon, and circuits. Okay. And I'll do these. Okay. And your job will be to make solar panels. And I would like you to keep in stock solar panels. But not 10,000, like maybe 400? That sound like a number that we could live with? Is good. And I'm just gonna give you a little bit of help. You don't have to go too nuts. Yeah, 3 of these making that would be good. And then we'll start building up solar panels. So next episode we'll come back. We'll go check in on our volcanic planet, which is running out of silicon anyway. But maybe we can set up solar panels over there so that we stop impacting the solar production of our Dyson sphere swarm. Then we should probably get silicon coming in from another planet. Then we should amp up our motor production. Then we should be able to do Dyson sphere components better. Cool? For now, wrapping up point. Ep27 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time, and clearly we have a lot to do. All right, take it easy.